everybody, and welcome to a special 1989 Batman.com / actionfeatures.net Toy Talk Review spotlight thing. As you can see, it's the Hot Toys MMS 170, I think it is. 1989 Tim Burton, Michael Keaton, Batmobile.
Jack Nicholson,
whatever you want to say. So obviously things are a little different than this time around. Mm-hmm. We can't really do this one on the couch. So we brought a table in here into our Batman display area, and we're going to do the review in here. And the whole review is going to be kind of different. We're going to start it off with just kind of the whole opening thing, where I opened up the box and all that stuff, which I did on my own while the kids were asleep. And then obviously Blaze is down here now, and so we'll do the review after we've done all of the unboxing stuff. But this was such a beast, and it was such like a thing to open up, that I thought it was
opening up your favorite Christmas present.
Exactly. That I wanted to do the whole shebang on this one. You know, shebangs. So let's talk a little about this before we really get into the opening and all that stuff. How cool is this?
It's incredible.
It's huge. It's incredible.
Massive.
It's amazing. Metallic, sleek, and it's been stolen. That's from the TV Steal the Batmobile.
Of course, I don't want him angry at me.
Yeah, that's if you got the cones, we've got the car. All right, so all that aside, this thing is amazing. I can't really wait to get into the review and start looking at all the different things. It's a dream come true. I never, in a million years, thought I would get a Keaton Batmobile in this size. Mm-hmm. You know, the 1/6 scale Keaton Batman was a dream come true, and this is a dream come true on top of that dream that came true. So it's like I had two dreams in a row, and they both came true. So
this is massive.
Yeah. All right, so let's get it unboxed, and then we'll really start off the review. Look at the size of this box. It's huge. All right, so we're doing things a little different since this is ginormous. We'll take you through every step of the way, opening it, and then into the review. So this is the huge, giant box it comes in. Mine is actually, oh boy, kind of damaged down here at the bottom. So hopefully that's not so bad once we get it opened up. I got a blade here. We'll start the process of opening this guy up. Alright, so now we got all the tape undone. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Oh, it's a couple of kids.
Hello.
Let's send this back.
You ordered us. You ordered us.
Let's go find where that Batmobile is. Alright, so the box is all out. It is humongous. Man, that ding went all the way through, which is kind of a bummer. So hopefully nothing's wrong on the inside. But there is the back side. I wanted to start there since it had the ding on it. But you can see there's the credits on the back here, a bunch of the warning labels and stuff like that. There's that Major League ding. Oh, bummer. I'm trying to make this as not shaky as possible. The top has this Batmobile logo on it. 1/6 scale collectible collector's edition MMS 170. Okay, let me sit this down and I'll go flip it around for you. Then we had the other side of the box with this really cool shot of the Batmobile. Looks like I got another ding on this side as well. Another puncture, which is kind of a bummer. But as long as the toy inside is okay, I'll be just fine. So let's get that part opened up. Here comes the moment of truth. Okay, here's a shot of the top of the box. When you get it opened up here, we got the instructions and the Batman Returns part of the Batman Returns turntable down there. There's the shields underneath. And over here we've got, looks to be the bar to support it coming open, the grapples, and then the magnetic tool, the vents, shin breakers, the rest of that turntable. So let's get all this stuff off of here, and then we'll see what's underneath. Alright, so we're down to this layer. that we can see the shields. And these shields have a protective film over them to protect them from stuff like this. So hopefully once I peel this film, all these little nicks and scrapes and scratches won't be there anymore. At least that's my hope. So let's get that shield out of there and keep going. Alright, so the shields are off. I haven't peeled the layers off yet, but underneath there is the Batmobile. And what I was afraid of is here. On the other side, there's a couple of scrapes, which it's going to be tough to do with this camera angle. We'll have to wait until we get it out, but there's a couple of the common scrapes that are showing up on these. It's really kind of winning the lottery if you get one without scrapes. We'll get a better look at them in just a second here, but this is what it looks like inside the box. I'm going to lift it out and take it into the other room so we can get it off this platform. Okay, as you can see, we switched the cows a little bit here. I brought it in here to one of the couches and laid it down because there's all these screws along the bottom, and so I'm going to lay a bunch up a sheet and flip this guy over to take off the screws. But I wanted to say a couple things here real quick. We'll get more to this later, and it's going to be tough for me to move this in here. But my scrapes are... Come on, focus camera. There's one right on the canopy, and there's one right by that rear window piece. They're not as bad as some I've seen online, but it's still disappointing. And one of the things I noticed was this plastic band here. It's supposed to have two across it, and mine was already like snapped off inside the box. So that may have been one of the issues that people are having with these scrapes that seem to be happening. But let's flip this guy over and get these screws out. Okay, we've got it all flipped over. We've got it laying on a couple of thick blankets to protect it. You don't want to sit this on like a hard surface when you flip this guy over, obviously, because you're going to ding him up. And then we've got to remove all of these guys one by one. Pull everything out. I guess you gotta pull these snaps off, and those will come off once we remove the cardboard. This is gonna get boring though for you guys at home, so let's fast forward a bit. Okay, we've got everything unscrewed. Move this guy out of the way. Now we see the base of the Batmobile here. Gotta remove these last few straggling plugs. Then we've got these red pieces here that are screwed in. These are brakes to keep the wheels from moving around while your car is in transit. So we're going to get those guys out before we flip it back over and take it back to the other room. Now that we've got it all unboxed, let's get this protective peel off here and see just how rough a shape this shield is in. Alright, so I'm going to peel this guy off. Alright, there the shield is all unwrapped now. And I'm very thankful to say there is none of the damage on the shield that I thought there was from that protective overwrap. Once I peeled it off, it looks great. And I gotta say, the finish on the shield is awesome. We'll get more into that when we get into the actual review thing. I just want to get everything unboxed and kind of go from there. Now that we have the shield unwrapped, we'll pull it back off and see what all the pieces we need to pull off of the Batmobile are. Alright, so obviously we need to remove this nose cone bit here of foam. Get this guy out of here. We've got this other protective layer right here that we're going to get off. That's off of there. And then the next things are these bits of... move this camera over just a bit, and we'll zoom in here. There we go. We've got to get off these windshield detectors. And those just peel right off. We've got one. This one's not going to be quite as much fun to peel, it seems like. Oh, wait, there it is. Got another one there. Then I'll go over to the other side and get the other two. Let's address these scratches real quick so the rest of the view can be fun and not so negative. You can see them there. There's one there. There's one there. Again, like I said, it's pretty minor compared to some of the ones I've seen online, but it's going to be one of the first things you want to check when you bust out your Batmobile. Look for those little scratches. See if you can deal with it. there's not a lot of options right now. You can contact Sideshow and they'll give you a credit, which I think is supposedly $65 in a return, or $75. Wow, you can actually see my reflection in there. That's crazy. Or $75 towards one of the items on their site. I am going to contact them because the scratches and the ding to the box and see what they have to say about it. But it's not bad enough that I'm going to return it, because the only other option is return for a full refund, and that's it. You can either go buy another Batmobile somewhere or just be done with it, and I'm not going to just be done with it. I don't think I did too bad considering some of the other ones I've seen. But yeah, so there she is, fully unboxed. All the wrapping's taken off. The only things left to do are put in some batteries, and then get those boys back down here, and we'll start going through all the features and stuff. But she's unboxed and ready for a review. All right, so it's all opened up. We're ready to start up the review. We're going to start off here with the shields. As you can see, the shields are massive. And you know what's very funny is when you look at it like this, let me get down, you stay. It looks like Blaze's head is like a part of the shield. Turn, look that way, look the other way. Choo-choo! It looks like Blaze's head is a part of the shield. So, I'm stepping on something. It's making a sticky noise. So here's the shields. It's all one giant piece. It comes with, as you saw in the opening sequence where I'm opening it up, you had to peel off this layer to get the finish like this, except for on the wheels. And when you peel it, you got to kind of watch out because the peel doesn't go on the hubcap areas, so make sure when you peel you're careful of that. Underneath the shield is all these foam pieces, and I'm not sure how well this is going to turn up on the camera, but it's got all these foam pieces underneath here to kind of protect your Batmobile as it goes on. And a lot of those issues that are happening with the little rubs and the scratches, a lot of people think might be because of the rubs. What do you think about the shield?
I think it's dead on.
I'm going to get this tape off my foot.
And I think they did a really good job on it.
Yeah, the shield is awesome. And
Yeah.
I love the shield sequence in the movie.
Uh-huh.
I think it's really cool.
Can't really ruin it too much.
Yeah. No, we can talk about it.
Okay.
The shield sequence in the movie is really cool.
Shields.
And I love that they included this. A lot of people are complaining because it is kind of a lightweight, kind of bendy plastic, but it's still pretty thick. And, you know, as sort of just kind of a bonus thing that most people aren't going to display, I think it's a cool add-on, you know?
You keep it on there just so your thing won't gather dust.
Yeah, that's what I'm using it for right now, as a dust cover, until I maybe get like a case built to put the Batmobile inside of.
That will be huge.
But for now, this is a great dust cover, you know? And it still looks cool displayed. I mean, it's a neat look. And if you bring somebody in to show off your Batmobile and take this thing off, it's pretty cool, right? All right, so there is that. And now we're going to bring the car back up here and sort of talk about the car a little bit before we really do the turnarounds in the car. All right, so here it is with the shields back off again. We're back to where we started from. The vehicle is immensely massive. The shield fits right on top of it, and it's just loaded with features. And we're going to take the camera around and look at all the features as we go and kind of reference where it was in the film. But I just wanted to get you guys like a real sense of the size again, with me and Blaze standing in front of it. I mean, that's my arm compared to it. It's huge.
My arm's not even as tall as this.
Exactly, it's a massive, massive toy. So we're gonna take the camera now, and we're gonna just move around the Batmobile and just look at all the features as we go, talk about it, and do our usual chit-chat stuff, right? All right, so let's grab that camera and get moving. We're gonna start off at the front of the Batmobile and kind of work our way maybe down around the sides or something like that.
Okay.
You want to come closer, dude, so they can hear you too. As you can see, we got the big turbine engine in here.
Which is awesome.
It's really cool. Now there's a feature, and you haven't seen Batman Returns yet, but I'm going to say a little something, where this turbine is pulled out, and they're kind of working on it.
So
now,
it's kind of like the action feature for like the Batmobile, the Kenner Bat.
no, not the Bat Missile.
No, like the one right.
Oh, where the turbine shoots out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Oh, I banged my head on a case. That didn't feel so good. But it's really like machinery. Like they pull out the turbine and they're working on the engine almost. And this doesn't do that. And I didn't expect it to do that. And a lot of people were saying, oh, I wonder if they'll ever do a bat missile. I'm going to get a wipe while we're talking.
A bat missile would be too big, in my opinion.
It would be almost impossible to pull off, too. It would just be
for a
crazy
item, hot toy.
Yeah, it would just be, and the whole mechanics of the bat missile would be almost impossible to replicate unless they did just the centerpiece,
Just
the bat missile itself. Now it's got headlights here, and I'm going to go to the back, and later on we'll look and see how you get into the electronics and stuff. But let's kick those headlights on.
That looks nice. Yeah,
it's really cool. It does have. It's weird. It looks like there's two different colored LEDs. There's like a yellow. Yeah, and a greenish tint. Yeah, good eye. Now, in Batman Returns, I remember when it turns, there's one sequence where it really does look like it has a greenish hue. So I think maybe that's what they were going with here. I don't know for sure. I've never really studied the change in the lights, the headlights between the two movies. But they seem pretty yellow in Batman, and there definitely is a greenish tint, and I can't tell if you can tell this on the video or not. I still don't even know if I'm able to do still pictures of this or not, because I don't even know if it'll fit on my photo table. But if there is still pictures, I'm going to try and capture the color difference here, if possible. And if there is pictures, they'll be linked in the info section on this video. So that's the front end. Let's move it down a little bit. Now we're at the wheels. As you can see, we've got the Bat logo in there. Turn them a little bit. Silver rims. Now everybody's saying, that it's in the movies they seem like they were black rims. Now I think that there were some promo shots and some publicity posters and things where it was silver, like it is here. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember. In fact, this poster right here looks like it is silver.
It is.
So that may be what they were going off of, was the silver. Now the wheels do turn. I mean, hang on a second. I don't remember if the steering wheel. Yeah, the steering wheel doesn't do it, but they are on an axis, and you can turn them. I don't know if it's just an axis. I don't know what I'm saying, but you can turn them, and they turn with each other. And the tires are rubber, and they have tread and everything like that on them. They're really, really nice. I wonder how well that rubbery material will hold up over time. I don't know. I've never dealt with tires on something this big before, so who knows. But hopefully it holds up. So there's those.
The tires are so detailed too.
Yeah, they're just like somebody shrunk tires. I'm not gonna turn off the camera or anything like that. Let's just move over to the side here. And that way you can get a closer look at that detailing along the side.
That looks so nice.
It really does. I'm gonna stop here in a second so we can start looking at some of the features that are gone into the sides. But I just wanted to give a closer look at some of that detail work and that machinery and stuff along the sides.
Couldn't have done better on it.
Yeah, it's really an incredible piece. Alright, so I'm gonna sit this down. Pause you guys for a second. So we switch sides here because the lighting is actually way better over here, and that'll give us a better view of some of this detailing and stuff. Before we start looking at some of the features along the side here, let me lower this guy. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, so let's look at the Grapple Launcher thingies first. That you just flip down right here, and then this grapple piece, which hopefully we're getting focused in on. Let's see. Come on, focus in on it. Well, I don't know if you want to or not. But this grapple piece, the little prongs all move out.
I love that. I love it when the Batmobile does that in comics.
Yeah.
It was so cool in the
movie?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have that shot in the movie in this part too to kind of show where all this stuff comes from.
It would be kind of hard to see it in there because it really seems like it's blended in kind of with the other detailing.
No, you can see it.
Okay.
It's pretty. I'll zoom in on it for a second, but there it is, positioned in there, and it just sits in there. And you pull it back out, and there's one for each side. They both flip open and both flip closed, and that's where you put them. And then we need our handy dandy magnetic tool, which has a Batman logo on it.
I think that's awesome how they just took the time to just detail that in.
Yeah, it was cool. It's a little. Yeah, they didn't need to put that Batman logo on there, but they did. And that is used to open up different things. Like here's this panel here, which will move that camera just a little bit there, Blaze.
Okay.
Let's put that right there. I'll raise it up. So we've got that spot right there that opens up, and then you can insert bat discs from Batman Returns. And there's 8 discs in all. You just kind of sit them in. You sit your extras in there. And you sit one in there as if it's going to get launched. And those just sit in and go like that.
That's a nice little extra touch.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, it's really neat that they included both features for Batman Returns, which, if you want to see the shot from Batman Returns, here it is. And they made it so that it's just basically one Batmobile. You know, that way you didn't have to
buy a
purchase
Batman.
two.
Well, didn't the Batmobile look a little different in Batman Returns?
I got one stuck in there. There we go. No, it's slightly glossier.
But that
it's pretty much the same.
Doesn't really matter.
It's the same design and stuff like that, so you don't really need to do a whole different Batmobile. Which made it nice that Hot Toys said, you know what, let's do all the features that were unique to Batman Returns and just build them into this Batmobile. Because who knows if they weren't part of the Batmobile, you just didn't see them in the movie. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, and it's still a nice touch.
Oh, it's great. It's really cool that they went the whole 9 with this.
So you don't have to spend like an extra, how
Extra
much was?
$700 with
I was
shipping.
going to actually just say 200, so I was wrong.
Yeah. I don't remember how to get this panel. There it goes.
There it goes.
This panel comes off, and make sure we can get in focus here. You add this shin breaker piece, which inserts right here.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
I don't know if I'm putting it on right, though. I might be doing the wrong one. Well, that's the right one. This inserts it in there. I hope I'm doing the right piece.
I guess that's for Batman Returns, I guess?
Yeah, hang on one sec. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. Insert the shin breaker as shown. Okay, so that... Yeah, I'm doing it right. Ah, there it goes. It's just tight. Alright, so the shin breaker goes in there. I'm going to do a little view of that. And that is, like Blaze just said, from Batman Returns. If you want to see that sequence, here it is. Is it deployed? This isn't something I'm going to be having displayed on mine. It's just cool that they included it.
You're probably not going to have any of the action features or whatever included, are you?
No, you know, I'm at the most, since I'm going to have the shields over it to kind of protect it, the most I'll ever do is probably open it up and do the guns, which we're going to take a look at in a second here.
The guns are my favorite.
Yeah.
Because I love that in the movie.
Oh, you mean this in the movie? Let's look at that on the actual toy. So we've got these 2 panels. There's one here and there's one here. And we're going to use our handy dandy magnetic tool to kind of lift those up. Once inside the panels, we've got the guns. And those... Why are you looking on the screen?
It's just kind of fun.
It's right in front of you, you goof. And those kind of pull up and they'll actually snap into place. And they've got the bullets there. They're really incredibly detailed. Let me kind of zoom in just a bit more. And they actually, whereas in the movie they seem like they stay in one position, these actually move a little bit. There's a little bit of side to side. There's a little bit of up and down. So you can actually kind of pose the guns. But yeah, it's really cool. And you know, if this was Batman's real car, I don't know if they stayed in one spot on the actual model of the actual car prop. But if this was a real Batmobile, they would probably move. Wouldn't all focus there. And then this just sits right back on there. And it's pretty much seamless. They don't that doesn't have the action feature of the movie where they come flying off like we just saw. But who cares, man? I don't want them to come flying off. This is fine.
I know since it's Hot Toys, it would snap if it went flying off. You'd be like, no, my glass to my case.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no reason to add in stuff that might break something. Since we're up here, let's take a look at this canopy. Oh, come on now. Zoom out a little bit. And first, oh, you can see our reflection. Hi. Okay, back off, goof. So let's look in the movie and let's see what it looks like first, the way it functions here.
Let's go.
So in the actual toy here, you have to kind of lift up, and then it kind of pulls up, and then it slides forward. just like it does
I
in the
think
movie.
It's awesome how they actually made it detailed like the movie.
Oh yeah,
It's so cool.
It's the first, well, it's not the first thing, but you know, most of the times it would just flip up like on the toys and things like that. So it's cool that it does this. It comes with this rod thing that you're supposed to put in to kind of clip on, and it's supposed to be a support thing. I'm not even going to use that on mine. It's from the movie. He actually uses it to support himself when he gets out of the Batmobile in Batman Returns, but it's not something I think it's necessary, and I think it would kind of interfere with getting the figure in and out.
I love how it opens.
Yeah, the opening thing is really cool.
As good as the Kenner one is, they couldn't do that.
They couldn't do that. No, but this is a whole different scale.
Right. Whole lot bigger.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to see a picture of those two kind of compared.
Oh, side by side?
Uh-huh.
Well, we can do that a little later, yeah. Now, as you can see when I'm touching it and stuff like that, I'm getting prints all over it. You need to get a microfiber rag and kind of wipe. And you get a good shot of these two scrape marks that I talked about as I open it up. They're still not that bad. I don't really mind it.
It can look like it did when it got battle damage.
Yeah, it got a couple bullet holes or something like that. Alright, so that's the canopy. Now we're going to go kind of inside the dashboard area and take a look inside there. So I'm going to light her up in a second. We'll get it all turned around. Let's see how it goes. So here we have a look inside the dashboard area. Lots of dials, lots of little switches, lots of stuff going on. Let me light her up here for you. Okay, so everything's lit up inside there. Watch out, just a second, please. You got the steering wheel that moves. Ooh, little gear shifts and stuff move inside there.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really impressive. Lots of stuff to look at in here. I haven't actually tried to get Batman in yet. We're going to try and do it in the video here at some point. But for now, I haven't even gotten Batman inside the Batmobile yet.
I'm
I
kind
have a
of
feeling
worried about his rubber.
it's going to be a challenge for sure. I haven't decided which cape to put him in with yet either. If I want to put the Tony Mai cape on with him or a de-wired cape. From what I hear, the Tony Mai cape may be a little sticky to get inside of here, but I may do the de-wired one. But there it is. There's the dashboard area. I wish I could get a better view of it for you guys, but it's really tough to get inside this thing. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod, so things might get a little blurry for a second here. Bear with me for just a second. Sorry guys. So there we go. Let's get focused. Come on. There we go. You can see all the little lights and switches and all that jazz inside there. Alright, I figure the time is now. I'm going to go grab Batman and try and get him in. Quite a bit of work. He's in there. It is possible to get him in there. I've got the Tony Mai cape on him. It actually was a little easier than I thought it would be with that cape. It didn't stick as bad as I thought. I just kind of pulled it over to the side and kind of tucked it. Kind of had it kind of almost holding it to the side. And then you got to get really in there and kind of bend those legs and get them kind of worked down in there to kind of get him squatted into a seat. And you gotta, it'll seem like it doesn't have enough clearance, but he can get in there. Once you get the ears past there, they're not touching or anything like that. They're actually got some space in there to move. So he's inside the Batmobile now, ready to drive. So let's say goodbye to him. He's all up in there. Yeah. And then there's even a second seat here for maybe a Robin or a Vicky Vale.
If they ever get around to making
I'm
it.
definitely going to put my custom Robin in there for some pictures now that he's in here. We may even put him in here for the video. Let's take a look. There it is, the dynamic duo in there together.
That looks so cool.
It does look really cool.
Robin looks really cool.
He looks awesome in there with him. So yeah, you make full advantage of this two-seater thing. That's a custom Tim Drake Robin from Mo over at the Sideshow Freaks Forum did for me, and I did a little more tweaking on it after I got it from him. My wife's coming in, so that's the door upstairs. So we'll take this opportunity to move on to the next feature. Blaze reminded me of something that I totally forgot about, and that was these opening gas cans on each side. They just kind of pull open. They're kind of tough to get. You gotta get your fingernail inside there. I just like futzed with it for about 15 tries. And Blaze was like, why don't you try the other side? They already opened. But I finally got it. So thanks to digital editing, you didn't see all that excess trial and error. You can see how it keeps picking up like heat from my hands. Alright, so there is the gas cans. What do we got left to do? We got the back brake lights and the turbine and then the turntable from Batman Returns.
One more thing.
I think it's the turntable from Batman Returns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go to the back. Here's the back view of it. This is where you'll get to the battery compartment. It does not come with its batteries, and I'm pretty sure the instructions say AAAs, but it's actually 3 AA's. And for a $600 plus item, it should have maybe came with batteries included, but it did not come with batteries included. And that just pulls up. You unscrew this thing right here. Watch the screw size you get, or the screwdriver size you get, because you gotta hit it right on. I was going too small, and I felt like I was gonna strip it out, and then I finally hit the right size screwdriver, and it came right off. And then it flips the switch on and off.
That looks so cool.
As you can see, yeah, the tail lights light up, and then there's actually a bunch of little yellow lights inside the turbine, which I'll try and show you guys here if I can.
Just kind of zoom into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower it. Here we go. And then we're gonna just kind of take it into there. As you can see, those yellow LED lights to simulate the turbine firing up. A lot of people have had problems with that not lighting up when it first starts up, and it just pulls right off, and it's in the instructions on how you can kind of fiddle with the wires a little bit to get it running again. So you can see those lights are really bright.
Nice.
Really sharp, man. What a cool look. And the paint on this turbine is really nice too. It looks like it's almost got sort of like some burnt edge to it, where the flames would fly out. It's really cool. And the grading on this is really neat too. You can actually see, I don't know if you can tell on this camera, but there's actually little graded vents, which you can see more on this side, that you can see through on those vents on this.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, really neat stuff. All right, so the last feature we're going to look at is the sort of turntable thing from Batman Returns, which you can see right here in the movie. Look at the turntable. Let me turn these lights off first. Now, I haven't done this before either, so this is going to be the first time on me on this. You've got to kind of tilt it up onto its side. Oh. You want to go around and grab that little magic wand device, too?
The magnetic thing?
Yeah, just sit it on the table. No, sit on the table the other way. Nope, over there. There you go. Yeah, if you can kind of just... it just kind of sits.
Seems like it's kind of hard to put on.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
just goes right on.
Easy.
And then this sits here. Hey, I haven't even unwrapped this yet. There we go.
What is that?
It's
part
the
of the
turntable
turntable.
thing. Yeah. And boy, I wish I would have read the instructions first. You guys are getting a good view of the bottom of it. Please, you have to move back because you're in the camera. Dude. Oh, that's it when it's stationary. Is on there like as if it's not been deployed. So it sits on there like that. Or you sit alternatively, this then fits into this. Ooh, boy, that's going to be scary putting that on that.
Ooh, I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it.
I'm going to trust it.
I'm going to go pick up those instructions, Safo.
It's on there.
Well, that looks pretty cool.
And it actually kind of... Oh my goodness. That's a little scary. Is it in the camera? You watch the camera. Make sure I'm staying in the camera.
You are the thing.
The Batmobile.
Oh, the Batmobile is definitely staying in camera.
So yeah, then it turns on that. That's crazy.
That is awesome.
I wouldn't recommend leaving it on there, though. Leaving my Batmobile on that turntable would be crazy talk.
Unless you want a damaged Batmobile that's been exploded.
I think that covers all the features, right? Is there anything I'm forgetting?
No.
Okay. So let's get it off of there and we'll take one last look at it. Alright, so that's it. That's pretty much, I think, everything about the Batmobile we've shown. All the features, all the things it can do. That's pretty much everything. Blaze had wanted to show what the Kenner one looks like, size-wise compared to it. And that's the Kenner one compared to it. It's like a little baby! I still love this Kenner one. I'm not dogging it. But yeah, it's teensy compared to this guy. Overall, this is one of my favorite things I've ever bought, and maybe actually my favorite thing that I've ever bought, toy-wise. I mean, your mom's engagement ring was probably the #1 thing. But other than that, it's probably my favorite toy purchase. I still love my DX09 Batman. I think it's incredible, but this is something I never thought would happen. And so many delays. Like, I ordered this back in February 2012. And that's something I did want to mention. Now, I bought this back in February of 2012 from Sideshow, and I did just a regular payment. I switched to FlexPay later on, because I was like, man, this has been on order for forever, and I want to like put some money towards this. And so I did that, and then when they started to ship, I contacted Sideshow. It was the first thing I ever flex paid. I contacted Sideshow to see if I could just pay it off. I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's coming in stock. I've had my order in since it was first available a year and a half ago. I'm just going to contact them and see if I can make this final payment. And they were like, no, you can't do that. No, there's no way. And I was like, why can't I just make a payment? Why can't I just pay it off? No, we can't do that. And it was just kind of frustrating because they were, hi Keaton, they were letting people that had just ordered a week ago get theirs, but the people that ordered it back in February 2012, if you flex paid, you had to wait. And I think that policy is a little bit messed up. I think that they should give priority to people that order early. I will never flex pay again, that's for sure. And they said, well, sometimes flex pay people get there first. And I'm thinking you should really fulfill orders that were placed first. You know, that's my thing. First come, first serve. Because otherwise, what's the point of placing your order early?
I know. Just like, you did all that work for nothing.
Yeah. Those little scratch issues, and other people have had maybe some glue issues around the windshields. People have been contacting Sideshow, and I may have mentioned this when I did the opening. And the options are you can get like a $65 credit to your credit card, a $75 credit towards something you buy there, or you can get a full refund, send it back and get a refund, and then try and buy another one, I guess, if the issues are so bad. But it's such a common thing, it seems like, to have maybe a couple of little rubs here and there, little scrapes. It matters.
Well, yes, but...
It shouldn't happen with a $600 item, but if you want it, you're kind of stuck with it.
Yours
I think that...
totally notice.
No, mine's just got tiny little rubs. I'm not that concerned. I'm still going to contact them because it shouldn't happen, and the box is destroyed. That big hole in the side of the box. That isn't cool. So I'll be contacting them about that and seeing how they want to handle it. But even with all that being said, and with the little tiny issues here and there, this is still an amazing piece. I wouldn't let those little tiny rubs deter you from getting this if you were this excited about owning it, and if you want this piece in your collection, because, truth be told, you don't even notice it once you got them sitting there and it's displayed, as long as they're not like serious gouges or something like that. It's just the overall kind of beauty of this piece maybe makes up for it. Is there anything else you want to say about the Batmobile, man? There hasn't been much for you to say so far.
I just love how detailed they make it, and just...
You have said that a few times. I think they know you love the details.
Then I don't really have too much more to say.
Yeah, it's really kind of jaw-dropping. You really don't know what to say about it. Again, if I can manage to get it up onto a picture table and take some pictures, you'll hit the info section and it'll have links to still pictures of it. But other than that, I think that we've called it a day on the Batmobile, right? Alright, so that's it, and we'll see you guys next time. So I get the Batmobile and they enjoy the box more. Yep.
Oh.
Goodbye, guys.